You are listening to KSG Podcast. This is a short, crisp, concise, exam-oriented, edited editorial for civil services aspirants. In this podcast, we are going to talk about India losing WTO dispute. Source for the content is Asit Ranjan Mishra's article for the Business Standard. India has lost the dispute over subsidies of sugar exports at the World Trade Organization, with the dispute settlement panel ruling against the country on a complaint that Brazil, Australia and Guatemala had filed. However, the ruling is unlikely to come into effect immediately because India is set to file an appeal against the report, and lack of a functional appellate body at the WTO means a final decision on the matter is unlikely anytime soon. We find that for 5 consecutive sugar seasons from 2014 to 2015 to 2018 to 2019, India provided non-exempt product-specific domestic support to sugarcane producers in excess of the permitted level of 10% of the total value of sugarcane production. The WTO dispute panel in its report said that India is acting inconsistently with its obligations under Article 7.2b of the Agreement on Agriculture. India incentivizes sugar exports through financial support to the sector, which employs more than 50 million farmers in politically sensitive states such as Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. The Commerce Ministry in a statement said there would be no impact of the panel's findings on any of India's existing and ongoing policy measures in the sugar sector because it would file an appeal at the WTO to protect the interests of its farmers. The panel issued its report on the 14th of December 2021, in which it has made certain erroneous findings about our schemes to support sugarcane producers and exports. The findings of the panel are completely unacceptable to India. The panel's findings are unreasonable and not supported by the WTO rules. The panel has also evaded key issues which it was obliged to determine. Similarly, the panel's findings on alleged export subsidies undermine logic and rationale. India believes that its measures are consistent with its obligations under the WTO agreements, it said in a statement. In 2019, Brazil, Australia and Guatemala requested dispute consultations with India regarding domestic support measures and alleged export subsidies provided by India to producers of sugarcane and sugar. The dispute panel was formed in October 2019, but the chair of the panel informed the parties in April last year because of the complex procedural and factual nature of the disputes. The panel was estimated to issue its final report not before the second quarter of 2021. India sought to delay proceedings at the panel, citing supervening circumstances because of the pandemic, as a result of which physical meetings could not be held. But the panel insisted on virtual meetings because the other parties wanted them. India, the largest sugar producer after Brazil, encouraged overseas sales for 3 years in a row, helping the country emerge a significant, stable exporter of the commodity. India's farm subsidy policies also came under the scanner at the WTO during the country's trade policy review, that is TPR, earlier this year, with members such as Canada, the US and Australia complaining that New Delhi had not declared its agri-export subsidies for more than 8 years. Brazil held that India's long-standing support measures for sugar had suppressed global prices by up to 25%. In its response to WTO members over the concerns, India said the support given was largely to small and marginal farmers and was in accordance with its commitments at the trade body. To absorb surplus sugar, India gave export subsidies of 10 rupees 50 paisa to 11 rupees 55 paisa per kg in the 2018 to 2019 season to export around 5 million tons of sugar. However, around 3.7 million tons had been exported due to depressed market conditions. In 2019 to 2020, the centre again gave export subsidies of around 10 rupees 44 paisa per kg for millers to enable them ship around 6 million tons of the sweetener. Of the 6 million ton quota, around 5.95 million tons were exported by the time the season ended. In the 2020 to 2021 seasons, the centre again extended sugar subsidies of around 3,500 crore rupees to sugar mills for exporting around 6 million tons of the sweetener. That year, it also cleared pending export subsidy dues of around 5,360 crore rupees, which went into the bank accounts of farmers through an escrow account in a week's time. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs had approved the subsidy at the rate of 6 rupees per kg for 2020 to 2021, much lower than 10 rupees 50 paisa per kg in the 2019 to 2020 marketing year, keeping in view favorable international prices. However, midway in the year in May 2021, the sugar subsidy was reduced to 4 rupees per kg as market prices improved. But by then, almost 5.7 million tons of the quota of the 6 million tons had been exported. Exports in the 2020 to 2021 sugar seasons were almost 7.10 million tons. No subsidy was announced for the 2021 to 2022 season. That's all for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. To join KSG India courses and to crack the IELTS exam, visit ksgindia.com. You can also get a PDF of this podcast on ksgindia.com. Thanks for listening.